creative talent right here in Santa Cruz County. That $55 million dream became a reality when those two buildings behind you opened up in 2009. 3 years later, these studios opened. You toured through them this evening. And in just a few short weeks, a performing arts center will open with Jewel Theater Company as a managing agent. We are the home of 270 artists and their families, 42 children, here's one of them, 66 working artists in commercial spaces, 5 art cooperatives, 10 studios with educational programming, ranging from printmaking, metals, jewelry, any kind of dance you can dream of. There's glass, ceramics, all kinds of classes. The art list goes on and on and on. In 2013, the Arts Council of Santa Cruz County made their headquarters here at the north end of the property in the Crone House. And with their leadership and vision, it helped shape and transform the Tannery, all for the better. They led projects such as the Ebb and Flow project, which was this summer, and also their Thriving Grants program. Tannery World Dance and Cultural Center, Radius Gallery, Apricity Gallery, Joy Labs, 5-3 Genomics are all making and thriving right here on these 8 acres. So launching later this month is a Thursday art market. Each week we invite you to come back with your friends and family and tour and shop the studios here, watch artists demonstrate, and listen to live music. So a few fun facts. Ready? Ansel Adams was here on this very property, probably back near where Zack was over there. But he was here and photographed these 8 acres in 1954. You know, Saul's Tannery, when it was in business, it was the longest running, most lucrative industry in the county for 146 years. There's a history exhibit outlining this on your way to the dance studio, and it's the only history exhibit of the longest running tannery industry in the state of California. I repeat, the only history exhibit of this in the state of California is right here at the Tannery. Ansel Adams photographs are also part of that. When the Tannery was operating, they manufactured the leather for Doc Martens, Coach handbags, Brighton, and the little leather that's on the back of your Levi's 501s. That was them. So now to today, we have a Fulbright scholar that lives here. We have over a dozen instructors that teach at the college level regionally. Marty O'Reilly and the Old Soul Orchestra just signed their first record label. They tour internationally, and we proudly call them Tannery artists. Catamaran Literary Reader is just in the courtyard, and they are listed 4 times in the book for Best American Essays for 2015. There are 3 Rydell Fellows that live here: Jody Alexander, Andy Rubel, and Rob Larson. So this is a grant awarded from the Community Foundation. Let's do the math on this. It's an award of $20,000 to $25,000. So add all 3 up, that's close to $75,000 invested in the arts right here that the Community Foundation puts into the individual artists to keep them making and producing in their studios. There's a bike path that leads you from the water to the woods all the way to the Tannery. We can't get enough of it. And last but not least, Kirby Scudder, who is incredibly instrumental in shaping and forming this property, has received more, actually, we should fact check this, but I'm just gonna run with it anyways, has received more lease violations than any other tenant. And the interesting thing, he actually uses them in his artwork. My name is Ann Hazels, and I am the owner and director of Radius Gallery. Prior to my husband hunt, I completed public art pieces in Virginia and DC, and I spent some time in China, Massachusetts, Baltimore, doing artist in residence programs and fellowships. And my time in those studios and galleries really helped shape my dream of wanting to open up an art gallery and the type of art gallery that I was going to open. You know, I strive to showcase the work of professional artists. I think there's something incredibly transformational that happens when you pull a completed piece of art from a often dusty, dirty art studio, and you put it into a real gallery setting. And it's not just about the white walls. It takes the public and the response from the community, and it's the visitors. It's that emotional response that you have. It's the intellectual, political, and social charge that's offered. It's a dialogue that you have with yourself, you have with others. You continue to have it for days, months, hopefully years after you've looked at art or you've experienced a really profound performance. You know, since the birth of Santa Cruz, since its birth, it's always been known as this city of makers. You know, there are a lot of artists that live in Santa Cruz. I agree, it's that. I want to challenge that and push that even more, which is why I opened up a gallery. I think Santa Cruz is a city of makers and it's a city of collectors. And I am striving to bring that through Radius Gallery. There's incredible value in collecting art. You know, I think it's this visual dialogue that we have of ourselves that we get to add to our whole life, and we get to grow it and take away from it as long as we wish. I want to be moved by art, truly, truly moved by art. I think you probably feel the same way because you're here this evening. I think art should push you, and I think it should make you scrunch up your nose in funny ways, scratch your head. I think it should make you mad. I think it should make you smile. And most of all, I think it should teach you something. You know, it takes you to a deeper form of humanity and that expression. On the business side, there's a giant risk when you open up an art gallery. I've been doing it for 3.5 years at the Tannery, and there's an even greater risk when you open an art gallery that's not focusing on totally saleable work. The current exhibition is Glenn Carter. He's, I think, one of the most exceptional artists here in Santa Cruz. His work is incredibly profound. It's mindful. It's work that you would expect to see in a large city or in a museum. And frankly, I'm still tickled pink that he said yes when I asked him to exhibit here. But the work it's truly contemporary art. And I think that's the piece that's my charge and my drive here with having an art gallery. It's to always push it beyond. And I want you to consider something when you come through this space. So with that in mind, I have a couple things coming up. The next show is a small works exhibition, and then after that I'm going to start a freelance Fridays. So if you haven't seen the exhibition, please do take a moment after this. Thanks.